We've noticed a change in this, haven't we?
What's important, I think, for us to really look at is consumer behavior.
That's how we react as humans. We want it fast, we want it now.
And if you're still using the same marketing tactics, the same messaging, the same approach to that consumer from 10 years ago, you're missing out.
The consumer out there is thinking, there might be a better alternative.
We've found the institutions, we've brought them together in one place. And all of a sudden, you're instantly going in with 6, 7 offers, telling the person who wants to sell their house that I have 6, 7 offers right now. Hello there, everybody. We are back with the Real Estate Consumer Shift, this podcast where we dive into all things that the consumer is all about. I'm Jason Wells, here with my good friend and compadre,
Tim Evans.
And we are today wanting to talk about the consumer's needs out there and what we as agents are supposed to do. More succinctly, fiduciary. Fiduciary. What does that word fiduciary mean?
Yes, that's a big word, right?
It is. That's why it's kind of fiduciary.
Got a little vocabulary behind that. Yeah, it's an obligation to serve your seller or buyer at a very high level and be fiduciary, right? And not to be fiduciary, Jason, you being an attorney, what is that?
Well,
what's an example of that?
An example of not being a fiduciary is doing what is in your best interest, doing what serves you, being apathetic to and not caring, and it's transactional and all that. If fiduciary,
like for an example, to paint this picture, if you know of something, right?
Oh yes,
but you don't give that to your seller or your buyer, but you know it could help them, right?
Yep. A fiduciary has an obligation to disclose, provide, obtain anything that would be of material interest to their client in the ongoing matter.
Yeah.
How's that for a legal definition?
That's pretty spot on. And this isn't, just a beat down type, real estate 101 course. I think if agents are on, or any homeowners, anybody for that matter, I think even financial advisors, I always hear they owe a fiduciary duty to their clients, right? So I think as any service industry is out there, being fiduciary is an important thing.
It is. It's what separates you from just a salesperson, from somebody who's just in it for commission breath or whatever. As agents, we need to really come to understand that being a fiduciary means that we set aside all the things that we want, all the things that we think are best. And that can come in difficult times when you're sitting across from a home seller, let's say, and you're looking at the numbers, and are you advising them to stay in their home and rent it out? Are you advising them that they should consider cash options? Are you considering other opportunities that they have available beyond just list the home and sell it? If you're not, I would submit that you're not really hitting your fiduciary mark. You need to be able to explore all those opportunities with them.
Yeah, as an agent, I think that's good point, right? You need to share that with your seller or with your buyer, and that what brings us into the topic today. Because if you didn't see our platform podcast, you need to go check that out, because what Jason and I have invented is a multiple cash offer platform. It's for consumers, but as agents, you can benefit from this. Type in an address. Within seconds, you can receive multiple cash offers from very reputable institution, hedge funds, REITs that will buy the home at a very good price. I mean, at a market value price.
They look for market value. In fact, one of the funds that we work with will do an appraisal, and then they pay the appraised amount.
Yes, I mean, what better from a value standpoint is having an actual appraisal done on the home. So this platform is phenomenal, and it's instant, and it's a great lead generation. It's a great fulfillment tool. As any real estate agent has a fiduciary duty, right? If you know it's there, why wouldn't you share that with your seller and give them options and choices, and give them things that they can make a decision on what's best for them? So with that being said, Jason, if they wanted to check this out, how would they check this out, or where would they go to sign up or even look at it?
The best place to go check it out would be, first of all, the podcast, the platform. Yep. Go to YouTube, check that out on the Real Estate Consumer Shift channel. The other place you go would be to go to cashoffers.pro. Cashoffers.pro, and you can sign up there for your own website, your own portal, your own ability to deliver multiple cash offers. And when we say multiple, we're saying in some cases we're seeing 12 offers that come out.
So let me just break that down. If you're walking into a seller and you got 12 offers, right, and they're interviewing, and they're pretty good offers, you can even put your listing offer in there, right? You can add that. They're gonna take you pretty serious, and you're gonna get to some things that they're looking for from price, availability, terms, conditions, the things.
It's going to reveal a whole bunch of stuff that sometimes is awkward to have that seller consultation discussion about. They're going to reveal it all to you.
Yes. And so the next agent that's behind you or in front of you comes in, and they're sharing a listing presentation, right?
How they're going to attract buyers. 21-point marketing plan.
Yeah, their 21-point marketing plan, whatever that is. We all know what that is. But that just is a way to say to a seller, like, you have no offers. You have no buyers, but it's not even buyers, it's offers. And that's what sellers want. They don't want to list their home. They want to sell their home. And that's at night when they're thinking about it. Hey, are we going to get $650 for the home, or are we going to get $575? If we get $575, what are we going to do? Can we move forward if it's that kind of offer, right? They're thinking about the number. They're thinking about what they can actually get from either a marketing or from an offer standpoint, right?
And that goes to what the consumer wants.
Yes.
And so this, as much as our platform does in fact provide some of those fiduciary fulfillments, the thing we want to recognize is that the consumer is out there with their own needs and wants, and every one of them is different. We have an obligation as their fiduciary to uncover those. Having cash offers right up front helps uncover some of those right away. But more than that, also, Tim, I find that what we have seen here in the Phoenix area is that when cash offers came on the scene, all the agents retracted. They all said, "What is this? No, you're here to displace me. You are the devil.
Yeah.
You are the worst thing we've ever seen."
I think there's still some of that going on.
Oh, there is, right?
Yeah.
And especially you're probably out there listening in a market that's maybe not as saturated with cash offers, and so then the perception is, oh, they just want to pay way under market and take the money, and they're going to leave all this money on the table and whatever. Some cash offers, yes, they're coming in below market value. But the point here isn't whether or not they're coming in at market value or not. The point is you are a fiduciary, and part of your fiduciary duty is to present all available offers. So any offer that comes in, and to say that, well, I don't have a cash offer from, the cash offer platform of highestprice.com is our platform. It's not saying that I don't have an offer from them. When you can go get it. If you can go to your own platform, generate the offers, or you can go to one of these iBuyers that are out there, make it Open Door, OfferPad, Sunday, whoever, right? That you could go and get them. The question becomes, do you have an obligation as the agent to get it and provide it?
That's a big question.
Because the consumer is going to go check it out, and they're somewhat thinking, why didn't my agent bring me this?
Right. And so that puts a big question mark on it. I think it's the perfect alternative in many cases of helping that homeowner. I have just a quick story. This just happened this morning. Homeowner called. They had an offer from another company, and it fell through, and they were moving out of state. They were in dire straits. Their financial because of moving out of state is pretty tough. He said, I have 3 months of payments that I can make on this, and then we're going to be in some serious trouble. Went into our platform, pulled out a great offer, and more than what he was getting, and this will close in a couple weeks. And he is, embrace it.
He's saving months.
He is, and just knowing the pressure is off of him, and he has the certainty and the understanding it's going to be done. And this was something that was very tough for him, but he found us, and we were able to alleviate. But I had that obligation. Mm-hmm. Here's what could have happened, right? Let me list it. Right.
Let's take a run at listing it.
Yeah.
Get you the most money.
Try to get, some money and see if a buyer will come in 90 days or sooner and get you an offer. And that way it can be done. And I'm going to share with you guys know where I'm going with this. There's a thing called expireds, right? And canceled listings. And that's when people didn't sell their home and they had to turn to another alternative method. And that could have been for him, a notice to sell, foreclosure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I had the obligation there, Jason. It was, but it felt good. Mm-hmm. It was gratifying. I still get still get the percentage that I need from the sell the home from fee structure. That was all fine. Everything's great there, but it was knowing that you help somebody out. And under the circumstance.
So let me ask you this, because that's a great example of when somebody is in a particular situation. And some people, I think a lot of agents out there, you may be thinking that that's the kind of reason you bring a cash offer is when the person's under time constraints. They've only got 3 months to go. They've got this and they've got that. And you build up this whole story of reasons. Well, who are we as the agent to validate those reasons are more heavy reasons than the one who just, I don't want to be bothered with having to clean my house. I don't want to be bothered with it. I just want it to be simple. I'm an introvert. I don't like people traipsing through my house or whatever. Okay. So let me ask you this. There's a situation where the person is on a time constraint. What about the seller who has time to sell? They're not under pressure. They don't have to sell today. Why bother with a cash offer for them?
That's a great question. And here's what I will share with you. That cash offer gives him a baseline from a pricing and evaluation standpoint, right? It's critical for them to see and know, okay, this is what I could fall back on in case it doesn't sell in 6 months, right? This is what the market is yielding right now. And that could change over 6 months. Market goes up or down, but at least he knows today. Yeah. And you can every month give him an updated offer, right? As you're tracking through it, but it gives him that understanding and evaluation and know that if a regular buyer that's going to live in the home that you may acquire through the multiple list service doesn't take the home, at least he has an option on the backside of, hey, I can sell it this way. I can go this route, right? That's why it's important. And the intent all along, Jason, I think, is to find a buyer that would live in the home, right? Mm-hmm. If he has time. And if that's the best option for him, if they say, hey, I like this, but what if they're up against a new build and there's $50,000 in money tied up with that builder with option upgrades, right? Because we have to buy all that and select all those, right? Yep. Builder doesn't want to eat that. They're gonna push back on the seller and say, you just own this home, and they can't close. Wouldn't it be nice to know that there's an option there, that there's a cash piece of that? The certainty that having the cash offer available, if nothing else, as a backup. Because yes, let's clarify this, not all cash companies will allow you to offer on a listed home. Ours do. We have a handful of them that will offer on a listed home. So you can get that offer, you can list it and know that your seller can sell with certainty 100%. That the home will sell. And as the fiduciary, I know that those offers are there. So I need to bring them and present them. I'm going to list it one way or the other, right? So it becomes, when we get out of our own way and say, as my fiduciary obligation to go and get these cash offers and bring them and present them to my client, I'm still taking that listing. I'm representing them in the sale to the cash offer company, right? It isn't just I have to list it in order for me to win. As a fiduciary, we win by looking out for what it is the client is after. And a lot of times, do you believe that the average right now they're finding is $50,000 a consumer is willing to give up for the convenience of a cash offer where they can pick their close date, they don't have to have showings, they don't have to deal with repairs, all that kind of stuff. Even though the agent could list it and get them more money, they're willing to forego that $50,000 to have the convenience of it, but you don't know it if you don't present it. Yes, exactly. What about that landlord? Let's just take that. I mean, we went from somebody moving out of state or moving into a new home, right? We just gave some examples. Landlord, what is their biggest fear? Their biggest fear is bothering the tenant, right? And having buyers parade through the home, 48-hour tenant notice, right? In many states, our state is 48 hours, I believe, right?
Yep.
For showing. And it just absolutely freaks landlord. Like, I don't want them to know I'm selling the home. I hear it all the time. And if you're in real estate and you've had those calls, maybe I'm the only one who gets them, like, you can't show the home, right?
But we want you to sell, but no one can see it.
Nobody can see it, right? How frequent do we get those calls, right? And if anybody's selling any homes out there knows that this happens. Great opportunity to keep that landlord happy and that tenant is just by simply giving them a cash offer on that home. Tenant will have to vacate, but that's, in 90, 60 days, he can pleasantly have that conversation. Could be at the end of the lease. That's when we get a lot of these.
Could be at the end of the lease. Could be a buyout. There's all kinds of different ways.
Yeah,
but the thing is, you by having the cash offer option, you're able to create the available conversations to get everybody what they're after.
Absolutely. And we're seeing a lot of opportunity with folks heading into the assisted living portion of their life.
But think about that. That's a great point for those who are aging out in a transition. They often are in a home with much deferred maintenance.
Yep.
They're in a home that has a lot of
furnishings,
tchotchkes and stuff,
Yep.
right? They're in a home that needs to be updated and spruced up for them to get the maximum out. Oh, and by the way, they need as much money out of that house as they possibly can get because that's what they're going to live on.
Yep, 100%.
We have offers that will allow them to sell now. It gets spruced up, resold, and they keep all the upside.
100%.
What an amazing thing for somebody who's in that aging transition, like you just said.
And the home is beautiful. So when it does, the upside in that, when it does come in that closing, right? They keep it. It's a perfect scenario for folks like that. So when you're bringing options and you're helping people, it's phenomenal. And I know if you look on YouTube, we just got a few followers, but guys, this is the best kept secret, I have to say, because we're so new. But wait till this explodes, and wait till you see how we are making this so simple with a push of a button, and you can give a seller everything they want.
It's entirely right. And the consumer, that's what they want to be able to find. They just want to know. They don't want us until they need us. Yep. And when they can find out the offer that's available, then they're going to reach out to you when they need you. I tell you, now's the time in your market, whether cash offers are a big thing or not. In fact, I find a lot of ways if cash offers aren't a big thing, you have a huge opportunity right there. Cashoffers.pro is a place you can go check it out. As we mentioned, go check out cashoffers.pro. We'd love to meet with you. Even you can reach out to us. You'll find our information here in many of the different show notes. You can reach me always at jason@highestprice.com or tim at
highestprice.com. You can even call me 602-703-8841. I don't have a problem talking to anybody. Yeah, I'm always, Jason, just so people know who we are and what we're about, is about helping people.
That's entirely right. And you can get me at 480-635-6876. And everybody, thanks for giving us some of your time today. Thanks for listening to the Consumer Real Estate Shift. We will catch you next time. And until then, think different.
See you next week.